Hi students. Now as we are only 2 months away from your pre-boards, so let's make a schedule then how we are going to prepare for our upcoming pre-boards. So we are left with two chapters of organics, that is aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid and amines. These chapters of organics are left, and one chapter of inorganic that we have started, D and F. So probably by the end of October we will be finishing these three chapters. Meanwhile, we also have to prepare the chapters that we have already done. Three chapters belong to physical chemistry, solutions, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. Three chapters of organics, haloalkanes and haloarenes, alcohols, phenols and ethers, biomolecules, and one chapter of inorganic, that is coordination compound. So first of all, you have to identify your weak area. Like, are you weak in physical, or you are weak in organics, or you are weak in inorganics? Because first of all, you have to clear your concepts before we can start your PYQs, or we can start our test. Because if someone is, let's say, weak in haloalkanes or alcohol phenol ether, so it is very important that he has to revise the notes again and again. Because if you are weak in organics and you are starting practicing questions and you will not be able to solve the question, your confidence will dip. So first of all, please identify your weak areas and start working on it. When I say start working on it, that means at the back end, like when you go home and when you have a free time, start working on your weak points. So like if someone weak point is organics, let's say haloalkanes and haloarenes, please revise it. And what is the way of revising is not that you start from the first page. What you can see, just identify that what type of questions come in exam. Like if you talk about haloalkanes and haloarenes, there are 4 type of questions that come. Like first is your conversions, then direct named reactions, direct or indirect, like that depends, the mechanisms and the reasoning questions. So like if you are preparing haloalkanes and haloarenes, you have to open the notes and then you have to work in parts. Like one day you please cover all the named reactions. So like all the named reactions, whether it is a simple reaction Schwarz or it is a complex reaction Borodin Hunziker, all the named reactions should be on tips. Now like when I say it should be on tips, that means you have to make them on your tips. For that, you may write the named reaction 5 times, 15 times. You have to learn it. Because if you are clear with the named reaction, most of your conversions will be covered. Reasoning questions, anyways, they are limited that you can, learn from your notes, and there are one or two mechanisms only. So, it is not a very big or complex thing that you cannot do. You just have to make a structure. And once you are done with this basic, then here comes the advantage of solving PYQs. And in PYQs, like when I say previous year questions, you have to cover all 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 until 2025, all the type of questions you have to see, because that gives you an idea of how questions come. So if you want to nail it, so it is very important that apart from your notes and working in this modules, you have to cover all the PYQs. And please be clear, if you are doing PYQs, so if any of the PYQ is not clear to you, just mark it as your doubt, clear it in your classes, and after clearing it, learn it or make it to the point that you are able to attempt the answer. So this is the way that we are going to work. Okay, so what we can do is, like, if you do not want to do on your own, we can also make a schedule. The schedule is that every Sunday we will be conducting a test of a chapter, but the same chapter PYQs will be discussed on Saturday. So like you will be given PYQs like on Monday or Tuesday, so you have to cover all the PYQs by Saturday. So Saturday you will be asked for a doubt or a query. If any, it will be solved, and then the coming Sunday or the next day you will be conducted that test. Then that test would be assessed, and all your wrong answers will be discussed, and this has to happen one by one, like 1 to 1. You will be given time, like suppose someone is being called at let's say 12 to 12:15, so you have to come, because there your mistakes will be discussed with you. Other student may be called at 12:15 to 12:30 to discuss his mistakes, because unless you will clear these mistakes, only then the advantage of one chapter would be complete. Okay, so as most of your school exams are over and some of you are still having your exams, what we can do is we can start this schedule from October. So 5th October is Sunday, where we can start with biomolecules chapter, and on 4th October, that is a Saturday, PYQs of biomolecules will be discussed. Then 11th October is the next Sunday, where we can plan to have tests of solutions and chemical kinetics, because I think these are two not very much vast chapters, so they can be done together. So physical chemistry test will be there. And on 10th October, that is Saturday, all the PYQs or the doubts will be discussed. Then the next is 25th October, which is again a Sunday, where we can keep one coordination compound. And since coordination compound is only about valence bond theory and crystal field theory, so we can always club a chapter with this, that is electro. So on 24th October, that is the Saturday, its PYQs or doubts will be discussed. And finally on 2nd November, that is Sunday, let's have haloalkanes and haloarenes. And on 1st November, that is the Saturday, its PYQs or the doubts will be discussed. Ninth November, that is the Sunday, we can have alcohols and phenols. So on 8th November, on Saturday, its PYQs will be, doubts will be discussed. So what we can do is we can club electrochemistry with biomolecules on the 5th October, so that in this time period of October starting to November starting, we can revise these 7 chapters and let's do it so that we can have good response in your pre-boards. Thank you.